Hello everyone, my friends. My name is Panasuk, and on this occasion, I find myself in Coconut Bay. Take a look at this little crab. This is just absolutely incredible. I don't know if this is just an incredible level of camouflage, or if he's been completely covered by the reef. Look, he's just like a rock. Absolutely unreal. Look at this. Holy cow, this is something. I've never seen anything like it. He's completely, somehow covered in stone. Gosh, he's not even a real person. Someone got all the coconuts that fall, it reveals. You need to look for the absolute freshest ones, those that fell tonight. Oh my goodness, what an absolutely stunning palm branch. You really need to take a look. It's just incredibly huge. But I don't see a coconut. Oh, look at this. It's just lying here. See? Oh, come on. And it's gone. Damn it. And again. Who keeps opening them? Look, they're all opened in exactly the same way. I've placed a camera trap in a brand new spot. We'll see. Perhaps something got in here during the night. No. It seems there's no water in it. Look, another old coconut, but it's incredibly old. Yes, someone has already opened it and given it a try. It's morally much easier knowing that there's civilization on this island. But I'm glad I found such a cool spot on the way back to base without people to be alone with nature. A very convenient place to come back here again, but this time with a subscriber for joint survival. So, shall we begin? We'll build a hut. We need to make some kind of shelter because very soon the sun will rise. It'll be hot. We'll need somewhere to hide, somewhere to sleep, and hide from the rain. So the next step is we're making a primitive lean-to. I walked all around the entire shoreline, and then I decided to build my little hut right here on the ocean's edge. Precisely here beneath this very tree, I'm going to try and construct a very basic shelter. First, I'll gather some construction materials. My primary choice for this will be bamboo. It's the simplest, most reliable option, and there's an abundance of it around here. Then, like this, bamboo poles will be standing. On them, I will lay palm leaves. I want to build a triangular, quite large hut, and with such a beautiful view of the ocean. My first priority is to gather enough bamboo to construct my shelter. So I'm walking under the palm trees. I'll head to that bamboo grove. Possibly. Here, we already have dry bamboo, so as not to cut the fresh one. Oh, I see another one still lying there. I'll just put this one here for now. I'll pick it up on my way back. Oh, no need to go far. It's just lying here at my feet. And yeah, you got it. Another two? A slightly thinner one would also be useful. And the long one could be... Perhaps it could be broken into 2 parts. And then you'd have not 2, but 4. Oh, what a mathematician. Damn, how beautiful it is here. Once I build the bamboo frame, I'll start collecting these palm leaves. There are plenty of them here, and I'll use them to cover my hut from above. By the way, you often ask me in the comments how things are with mosquitoes on the islands. So, on all the previous islands, mosquitoes were fine. I don't know, maybe they don't like salt water, so closer to the ocean there were almost none. But there's another problem. They're called sandflies, the sand gnat. It's like, you know, how our midges devour everything. This is a midge, but it's even smaller, about half the size. And they land on you, on the water, near the water, and in the bushes. They bite you so subtly, you won't even notice it. Sometimes it happens that it itches or stings just a little. Sometimes they bite you completely unnoticed. And then after 2 or 3 days, little bumps start to appear. Exactly like mosquito bites. And they begin to itch very, very badly. And it all itches in waves. It happens that you've been filming, and it seems like no one bit you. But when you drive home, you're covered in these bumps, and everything just itches like crazy. So here, even without mosquitoes, there's already enough of all this nastiness. Look, you can see 2 coconuts lying right there. And why is that, I ask you? Please, explain to me this. Why the green ones have been completely devoured, but these dry ones, which seem to be completely empty. And both of them are filled with milk. Yoo-hoo. This is what I call a truly successful coconut hunting expedition. Thank you, palm trees. Thank you so much. Both are completely full of juice. What an amazing find. So we've got 2 more coconuts right here. And this is actually more than half a liter of fresh coconut milk. We've got palm leaves here, which we'll use to create the top layer of our shelter. And then, of course, we'll need bamboo for the main structural frame. Okay, I need to do a bit of trimming on this tree just to make sure the smaller branches aren't causing any trouble. So let's get started on that. For the time being, we'll just put this bamboo over to the side. Oh, I am so sorry, tree. But that's how it needs to be. But it's still quite dry in this area, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Now that's feeling a lot better. Alright then. Now I want to set these guide rails in the same direction as this branch, at exactly this angle. We're using these very same leaves to tie it up. They are quite strong, you know, strong enough for this. Palm leaves. We're going to take a couple of these leaves and then we'll tie them right here. And also from the top side. We need to go back to the jungle and collect more palm leaves. There's a significant amount here. I will collect all of them and take them with me to build a cabin. They will not be very useful. Well, this shelter I've made so far has turned out quite well. It already protects me from the sun, and it will protect me from the wind at night too. I'll go back into the jungle, over to the palm trees. I want to gather some more leaves, palm leaves, to make the covering denser, so that it will even protect me from precipitation if it rains. I also want to cut some regular grass with a knife and let it dry in the sun, and then cover the ground with grass or some leaves, to raise myself from the damp sand, because in the evening, most likely, there will be condensation. But, and the most important thing is that I have coconuts. After a good day's work, it's really nice to drink some coconut water. But otherwise, it's very delicious. I'll make myself a two-sided cup from bamboo. One side will be smaller, the other larger. Maybe I'll want to boil some water. Or maybe just drink coconut from this cup, because honestly, it's not really cool to drink from plastic, especially from something found in the trash. When you're alone with nature, you need to enjoy it to the fullest. So, from this piece of bamboo, I'm making myself a big mug. That's just perfect. Look, this one here is roughly 300 grams, and this one is approximately 350. This turned out to be quite a large two-sided mug. This is so much more pleasant than drinking from some dirty old plastic. I was just wondering who's been climbing around here. Hey guys, look, a little monkey. I hear, damn it, someone's moving around in the bushes. Did she escape? Somewhere in those bamboo thickets, that's where they live. I just hope these monkeys don't steal my camera trap because they love to grab any kind of tech with their little paws. Friends, as usual, I prepared seriously for this trip. This time I've got this secret box here to construct something. It's not food. Please write your versions in the comments until the moment I open it and tell you my idea and what secret thing I've brought with me in this box. And here, it's actually very cozy, fresh, and pleasantly cool. It's nice and shady. I wanted to tell you a little story. When I was making my way to this island, I had 2 transfers, and on one of the islands, which I reached already in the evening, around 8 p.m., I wanted to immediately board the second ferry and sail to this island so that I could, well, arrive here at night and in the morning be at the location, at this very spot. And the local people right before the ferry crossing just talked me out of it. They told me that I shouldn't do it at all, because the ferry itself sails for about 5 hours. And that means if I were to leave at 8, I would arrive here at 1 a.m., right in the middle of the night. And that specific location right by the port is incredibly dangerous. You see, there are certain local gangs who reside there, and they don't hesitate to rob even the local inhabitants, let alone what might happen if it's a foreign visitor or some unsuspecting tourist. That's why, near the ferry, they very strongly advised me against coming here at night. Under no circumstances, because I could easily be robbed before I even managed to leave this port. They said it's best to leave at 1 a.m. and get here by 6 a.m. That's the deal. Anyway, I listened to them to avoid any extra trouble because... actually, friends, I was thinking, I am often asked the question, what is the most dangerous thing on the island? You never think about it, but it's what I think about most. When I'm on an uninhabited, completely uninhabited island, what I fear most isn't snakes or scorpions, but that those small villages... with their boats and poachers, might intercept me on the island and simply land at night and rob me. This is what I'm actually afraid of, because it could very well happen, you know. The places are truly very, very remote. And when fishermen pass by in their boats and see me, they just don't hesitate to point like this, because they're really so surprised that a foreigner is out here in such a remote wilderness. And so, yeah, things aren't really as great as you might think. So everything's actually a bit more dangerous than you imagine. And even I did, because I used to get distracted by snakes, by scorpions. But actually, that's not the only thing to fear. That's the way things are. Now, I'd like you to observe this truly enormous mollusk. This is the tridacna, known as the largest mollusk in the entire world, capable of growing up to 2 meters in length and weighing as much as 400 kilograms. And it has the ability to live for up to 200 years. You've probably seen them yourself on Minecraft Island. It was this very tridacna that I utilized as a cooking vessel for my meals. And this demonstrates the incredible size it can grow to. Unfortunately, this one is no longer alive. And incidentally, tridacna meat is a real delicacy. I will definitely need to search for it right here. To get a fire going, I'll be using the pre-prepared char cloth. This is just a tiny little piece of cloth that is burned through without any oxygen. All the resins burn away from it, and everything else. What remains is such a pure ember for which a minimal spark is enough to start smoldering. And it's so easy to get a fire going. As a result, for your reference, if you often go on extreme hikes, then either carry a small tin box like this with you, so you can make this burnt sugar in any conditions, or prepare it at home beforehand. Hey, look, a spark just landed here, and the small piece of cloth immediately begins to burn. Now, this rag needs to be moved to dry hay, or whatever you'll be lighting. We have fire. When it's light, in the daytime, I'll show you how to make some char cloth for yourself using a tin can. That can really come to your rescue in a moment of great difficulty. It's really pleasing that on this island, there's an abundance of coconut husks, and they haven't been sitting in salty ocean water. So they burn incredibly well, smolder for a long time, and provide excellent warmth. At night, I don't really need warmth, because it's quite hot here. But for preparing my catch, it might come in handy. Tomorrow morning, I'll wake up early. I need to catch something more substantial because I'm very hungry, and this small fish won't be enough. And coconuts won't really fill you up either. It's good that there's a source of juice and water. It burns really well, it ignites and catches fire very quickly, and it gives off a powerful, intense heat. I have so much fuel, half of this entire bay is simply covered. It's time to take out our baked fish from the coconut embers. This is the paper. This is some kind of natural papyrus. Actually, these are bamboo leaves. They look like, really like paper. It's actually quite nice. This chip is nothing special. It's quite hot, but it's very delicious. Oh, I'm so hungry. Tomorrow I will shoot at anything that moves, because I just can't continue on like this. This amount is truly insufficient for me. I have a feeling that I'll soon be moving at a turtle's pace. Every single time I go diving, I see 2, sometimes even 3 just incredibly enormous turtles. But I certainly do not wish to inflict any damage or injury upon the turtles. I have a great deal of affection and love for these animals. And frankly, that applies to all creatures. Therefore, tomorrow, I will do absolutely everything in my power to ensure I can catch a much larger amount of prey for myself. The head is also edible. It's so delicious, but so little of it. I'm going to open this coconut now. I'll drink the liquid, let it slosh around in my stomach. Maybe my appetite won't be so strong. Friends, thank you very much for watching. We'll see what tomorrow brings me. My intention is to build a watercraft using my secret box, and then I'll be able to relax. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit that notification bell, and good night to all of you.